Mexico versus Thailand, Two Countries Project by Chris Policelli. First, a brief history of the two countries is necessary to understand the situation they are in today. Starting off with Mexico, our higher developed country. It started with ancient civilizations like the Aztecs. Later, was conquered by the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century. At one point, it held the largest city in the world, with almost 20,000 people, far outranking any European city at the time. The Mexican Revolution began in 1910 and led to the future state of Mexico that we see today. In Thailand, which is our lower developed country, it is very similar to Mexico as it has roots in an indigenous people. A revolution in 1768 freed the people into a former state known as Thonburi. Later, it was broken down, which eventually formed Thailand after the Siamese Revolution. A higher developed country usually has seen economic prosperity as well as high infrastructure levels throughout the entire country. With low unemployment and high education, the economy is set up for success. A typically older and shrinking population is seen especially in population pyramids. For lower developed countries, there is low infrastructure throughout the entire country. A high infant mortality rate and a young average population can be seen in its population pyramid, as well as high illiteracy and unemployment. Geography is also a key point in understanding these two countries. Mexico's northern half is a dry temperate climate, while the southern half is a tropical forested climate. It is split along the Tropic of Cancer, which passes through Mexico. Mexico contains the world's largest peninsula, the Baja Peninsula, which is located to the west of the country and sticks out into the Pacific Ocean. Mexico's climate allows it to be one of the most biologically diverse countries in the world. Thailand is similar in that it has three main regions: a forested north, high plains in the central part, and rugged coast on the eastern part of the peninsula. Like Mexico, Thailand is one of the world's most diverse ecosystems. Thailand is also part of one of the world's largest peninsulas that is also home to Malaysia and Myanmar. Thailand is located in the southern hemisphere, unlike Mexico. Mexico shares a border with the United States along the Rio Grande River, and it also shares a southern border with Guatemala and Belize. On either side, it is surrounded by ocean. For Thailand, it borders Myanmar and Laos to the north, and Cambodia to the east, with Malaysia to the south. It also forms a harbor in the South China Sea, which is known as the Gulf of Thailand. The features pointed out previously can be seen in these two images. With Mexico's total population being approximately 128 million people, the annual population growth rate is about 1.06%, and a total fertility rate is about 2.4, which is above the replacement rate, which is surprising for a higher developed country. Also, the country's median age in 2015 was just 28 years old, which is also very surprising for a higher developed country. For Thailand, with a total population of approximately 96 million and an annual population growth rate of about 0.25%, the TFR, or total fertility rate, ranks in at just about 1.54, which is well below the replacement rate of 2.1. This is very surprising, especially for a developing country, but it does not necessarily mean a declining population, because the death rate is also needed to determine that statistic. Thailand's median age is 39, which is way above Mexico's 28. Here we see the population pyramids for Mexico and Thailand, with Mexico being in a stage 2 or 3 and Thailand a stage 4. This is strange, as Mexico is supposed to be the higher developed country, while Thailand the lower developed country. Both of these pyramids show strange numbers that go against the common idea of higher developed countries and the pyramids that are associated with them, and lower developed countries and the ones that are associated with them. The next key factor in understanding these countries is the economics. Mexico and Thailand are both heavy industrial countries, especially in the auto parts industries. Mexico also has much experience with agriculture, as they grow over 200 types of crops in various agricultural regions, which provide a large export and food source for Mexico. Thailand also has its fair share of agriculture, with heavy rice production in many areas, as it is a staple crop in the local cuisine and a very heavy export. The next piece to this puzzle is the government. Mexico is a democratic federal republic with 31 states and a capital district, which is its major city, Mexico City. We'll get to that later. With a similar constitution and government build to the United States. A president is elected into presidential terms. Thailand is different, as it is a constitutional monarchy. It has gone through almost 17 constitutions in its history, and the most recent being in 2007, which installed the Prime Minister in a National Assembly to do jurisdictions. They have gone through many various military coups over the years. This difference, with it being a constitutional monarchy, could be linked to religious and cultural aspects, as well as the foreign occupation of the country. Mexico's major city is its capital city, called Mexico City. It is also the largest city and is a cultural and historical center for all of Mexico. This city hosts the country's governing bodies. Thailand has its capital city, Bangkok, which is also the largest city like Mexico. Bangkok is an Asian investment hub with many foreign businesses located in the city. This is part of the recent economic growth within Thailand that has made its lower developed country status questionable. Examples of site and situation in our countries include Central Valley in Mexico, which provides volcanic soil for fertile growing conditions. Also, a situation in Mexico is the large amount of sea access to both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, which allow it to be an international trader and take part in international markets, as well as taking part with its neighboring country, the United States. Thailand's site and situation include the Central Plains that host a very prominent crop region where you can find copious amounts of rice being grown. Also, the Gulf of Thailand allows for fishing and commerce links to other Asian countries such as China and Japan. Its situation to many popular trade routes in South China Sea and to neighboring countries with large international corporations.